Yo, what is up? It is Rick. It is 2017, and this is my first YouTube video ever. I figured, new year, not new me, still the same me. But I figured I'd start doing YouTube videos just because I know it's 2017, the world's constantly changing, especially the internet, and people want to... Number one, I've been blogging for about 7 years now. And a lot of people, you like to put a voice to what you're reading, right? And so, it's 2017, might as well do it. And I'm basically going to make videos for my most popular articles. And obviously, we're starting with this one. And the way this is going to work is, let's say you're lying down in bed right now. And what I do is, when I go to bed, I'm always on my phone and I'm just reading articles and watching YouTube videos and just getting in my little internet fix before I hit the sack. So I know how it is if you're lying there in your bed and you're just, you're looking for advice, you're looking for information, you're looking for help, you're just looking for answers, whatever. And you happen upon this article. Like I said, this is my most popular article. It's been that way for years, and the reason why is because, look, 5 signs your BPD or bipolar relationship will fail. People like reading things, like lists, 5 signs, 5 ways, 7 things, whatever. People like reading lists, and so this article is just good. And of course, I got this cute little cat here, which basically defines the borderline relationship. So basically how these videos are going to work is I'm just going to go through the points here. You can always read the article. You're probably watching this from my website, so you can always read the article. But this video is also going to be about, I think it's going to be, I'm going to put it somewhere in the beginning. So if you're watching this, you're seeing where it is, right? It's obviously not there at the time of this recording because I'm recording it. I haven't put it on here yet. But anyway, as the article says, before we continue, you might be interested in my free BPD cheat sheet. And all you have to do is click this link. This will pop up, put your email, and I'll, automatically email it to you. And I highly recommend you get it because I just wrote it about 3 weeks ago. And I just included basically some very important points for you to keep in mind for these relationships. It's free. You might as well get it. And I also email almost every day. I write an email, send it out almost every single day. And those emails are always full of information that you won't find on my blog because I don't blog all the time. I blog about once every 3 weeks. So if you like the information I have, just get this guide and I'll start emailing you cool stuff. So anyway, let's just get into this article here. As you can see, the first heading, let's get you educated and aware. That's really what everything comes down to, is your level of awareness. If you want to be successful in anything, especially human relationships, it's all about really just being aware of how these things really work, especially the truth, because like I say here, the mainstream media, society, whatever, corporations especially, they want to corrupt your mind. They want to make you think differently so that you can become unaware and uninformed or wrongly informed, so that you do make mistakes, because when you do make mistakes, you open up your wallet and you start paying for, therapy or help or books or whatever, like yes, I do sell stuff on my website here, but I think you'll see as you go through my articles and you listen to these videos and you read my content and my daily emails, you'll see that I really am here to help people out. And, that's just how it is. So, obviously, if you want to buy, go ahead. If you don't, I don't care. These videos are free. These articles are free. You can learn more than enough just through my free information. So, yeah. Anyway, I just want you to be aware. The more aware you are, the more you're going to appreciate everything I'm talking about here. You'll see how it all connects to not just relationships, but your whole lifestyle. And so point number 2, relationships today in 2016 are much different than they once were. And that's true, especially when you consider how the internet and social media and Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff has just changed the way we see the world. I mean, anyone can be fake, right? You go on Facebook and everyone looks like they're just living a better life than you. And so this just creates a society where we feel like we're just competing, and that, you know, it's really easy to be insecure because we don't feel good enough because all our friends have such better lives than us. You know, that's just how it appears. And Frederick Eklund from $1 Million Listing New York, I love that guy. You should definitely read his book called The Sell. But basically, he confirms, you know, I've been saying this for a while, but even he says, you know, the world today is completely, well, he says much different than it was just 5 years ago. And that's completely true, especially in relationships. This is true. Okay. It's just a completely different world. And, you know, it's just why people in general are more confused and frustrated than ever before, because society is rapidly evolving much faster than most of us are able to basically keep up with it. So, this is my personal belief. And, you know, I've been coaching men and women for years now. And, you know, I probably have over 1,000 clients at this point. And in my opinion, it's why I think BPD, or at least, you know, traits of this, quote, mental illness, unquote, I put that in quotes because I don't think it's a mental illness. I just think it's just a personality, right? But it's why I believe that BPD and such are at like an all-time high. And then I put bipolar here because they are similar. It's really easy to mix these up. But I do want you to keep in mind that bipolar is actually like a very serious issue in a way that there is medication for it, and it's different than borderline because bipolar is genetic. You can trace bipolar in families and generations and stuff like that. So bipolar is different. Obviously, I'm not an expert on it, but BPD is, I believe BPD is healable or curable, whatever you want to call it, because it's a personality disorder. It's not some thing you're born with. It's not genetic. It's just how your mindset develops. And, you know, my big philosophy in life is that you can change your mentality. Okay. Some people don't believe that, and, you know, that's fine. If you don't believe that, you'll probably write some hate in the comment section, and that's fine. I don't really read the comments. So unless they're really good, I guess I'll glance through them from time to time. But generally speaking, go ahead. Disagree with me if you want. Write me some hate. I don't care. It's YouTube. But anyway, let's go to the next point here. Learn how to correct the common mistakes. And this is really, you know, it's one of those things that is a simple concept, but it's not easy, right? And that's just how most things are. Most things in life are simple, really. The answers are simple. The solutions are simple. But just because they're simple doesn't mean it's easy. You know, everything takes work, or anything worth having takes work, right? But, you know, the big problem with society today is that, not so much society, but okay, society and businesses and all that, they make things complicated because it keeps you, I guess, involved and addicted and chasing the next, you know, shiny object, right? They don't make things simple because they believe that if you make things simple, people will, you know, buy one book of yours and then disappear forever because they have the problem solved. But, you know, it's a bad mentality. I like to keep things simple because I feel like if I can present as much help to you in a simple manner, then you'll appreciate it, and you'll like me. You'll be like, hey, you know, this Rick guy, dude, he freaking helped me out. It wasn't easy, but it was simple. It was, you know, he gave me these simple concepts. I went to work on it for a few months, and, you know, my life is better for it. My relationships are better. You know, BPD isn't as bad as I thought it would be, and here we go. Like, Rick is cool. I'm going to continue to read his stuff and look at it. So that's my philosophy. I think life is simple, but it's not easy, right? But it is simple, okay? And one of the biggest, most simplest concepts ever is that, you know, most people make the same kind of common mistakes that, you know, slowly kill the relationship, right? But, you know, the solutions to these simple problems, or the solution to these common problems, are simple fixes, but they're not easy fixes because they're usually things that take time. Okay, but that's okay. That's just how it is. And here I go into like my relationship. I can just quickly go into it. I don't need to spend 10 minutes about it, but just quickly, like literally all my relationships in my 20s were with borderline type of women that were just really hot and cold, just quote crazy. I had my windshield smashed by one of my girlfriends, and I was such a pussy that I let her do it. She was drunk, and she's just like, I really feel like shit right now. Let me smash your windshield. I'm like, okay, go for it. I don't, anything to make you happy or some bullshit. And then she just took her shoe and just boom, I guess part of me didn't think it would really happen, but she did it. And even though she did that, I still tried to get her back. I even spent the night at her house that night thinking, she's just going through some shit. I got to be there for her, blah, blah, blah. And then the next morning it was just even more drama, and I just went home all pissed off and blah, blah, blah. But basically my point is, I've dated a lot of women that are crazy, and that's why I started this blog, because I was basically heartbroken and shattered, and I needed a place to vent. So I would go into work, my old school 9 to 5 office job, and I would just sit there, and when I didn't have anything to do, I would just start blogging about my experiences. And so that's just how this website started. It's come a long way, obviously, but yeah, I actually encourage you, if you're going through a lot of shit, it's really good to just sit down and just vent, just write about it, let it all out. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, even if no one sees it or reads it, I didn't make this blog hoping people would read it. I just read it because I was venting, and then people started visiting my website, and yeah, I just started making connections with people. Some of these, like this article looks huge, right? Because it's like barely scrolling, but that's because there's a ton of comments. Watch. Just tons of comments. Just boom, 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 just forever. Look how many comments there are. There's hundreds on this one article, and let's go all the way down. Let's see like how long ago this was. 2014. Still going. Yeah, 13. It's older than this. I think this article's from like April 9th, 2013. I think the article's actually older than this. But either way, point is, I originally, when I was making this blog, was just to connect with people, I guess, and share my thoughts. Look at this comment this person wrote. Like this could be like, it's a blog post on its own. Her TLDR is longer than her like what? This is just freaking huge. Anyway, so you can just see how this is just how I originally started. I just wanted to connect with people. And, when you're being authentic and genuine in life, people will connect with you. So that's a good relationship tip right there. I don't even know if I go into that in this article. But anyway, this right here, you attract what you project. This is a core value of mine. It's very important. And it's just one of those things where a lot of us think that we're so different from our partner, and they're the crazy one, we're not, and they're the problem, not me. But the reality is that your emotional level, the vibe you give off, your aura, I guess, just connects with people. And so that's why I've always attracted kind of these crazy, insecure girls, because I was always crazy and codependent and insecure and all that. So that's just something to keep in mind. And again, I talk about awareness here. A lot of people are looking for like these techniques in relationship secrets and whatever. But I've found time and time again that it's not about techniques or secrets. It's all about the principles and being aware of how, people behave. I go into that down here, fix the actions and behaviors. And that's just how it is. When you're aware of the big picture and the principles and all that, it's a lot easier to come up with your own techniques, and you'll just naturally do it off the top of your head. So, especially learning what doesn't work. I talk a lot about what doesn't work. And I think that's really good, because when you can learn what not to do, it's really easy to like basically avoid common mistakes and all that. So yeah, so anyway, learn what turns your partner off. Simple, right? You're probably doing certain things that are turning your partner off, and it just goes on here. And then I go into these 5 points here. Definitely want to read this article. Make sure you get all these 5 points here. Number 1, are you a white knight, a fixer, a hero, blah blah blah. This is just a lot of people have this mentality that they can fix their partner, and believe me, that especially in a borderline relationship, it's not going to work for you. You're going to fail miserably, and you're actually going to push your partner away by doing that. Point number 2, fighting, arguing, unnecessary drama. Enough said here. Really, just if you're arguing back and forth with someone who's being irrational, you're just being as bad, basically. You're being irrational as well, and you're just feeding the beast, right? Don't do that. I think that's one of those things that you shouldn't be doing. But at the same time, you don't want to be some passive pushover either. So, yeah. Anyway, number 3, your emotions are out of control. I think personally, just my experience in life is that most people don't have emotional control because most people have thin skin. And as I say right here, emotional control is all about having thick skin that's equivalent to 10 inches of solid steel. So you just got to have thick skin and be comfortable in your skin, right? But yeah, number 4, be a firm mofo. In other words, you need to be firm. You need to plant your feet. You can't be walking on eggshells and so on and so forth. It's, I have a link to another article here if you want to check it out. But just from my experience coaching a lot of people in these types of relationships, they're just not firm. They're easily pushed around. They don't have strong core values. They're easily manipulated. They argue a lot. It's just you're easy to trigger, in other words, and so your partner knows that, and they pick at it, and it's just you're just going down a path that's just not gonna work for you. And just a little plug here. I talk about my manipulation diffusion course. I have it written backwards here. I guess I'll go fix that in a bit. But anyway, it's available in my Relationship Academy if you want to check it out. If you don't, that's fine. Just go on the internet, look up, just learn about manipulation and certain things that people do. Anyway, point number 5, lack of confidence in your ability. Basically, people just don't believe in themselves, and a lot of people get in borderline relationships because, you're attracted to this borderline because they come off like this, this great person that's giving you all this, just bringing you all this like hope and joy, and they're making you feel good about who you are, and they're appreciating who you currently are. But if who you are is this insecure, just you don't really believe in yourself type of person, then you have to ask yourself, why is this girl or guy you're dating attracted to you when you're not even feeling good, right? So you have to think about it that way. It's you're tracking someone in your bored / insecure state. There's probably a bigger issue going on, and that's why a lot of borderlines, the honeymoon period is great, but then reality strikes a few weeks or a few months later. So anyway, I go into here about, will your BPD or bipolar relationship survive? And then, just basically closing up the article again, talk about society, the information age that we live in, and how it's just very influential in BPD and all this just crazy relationships crap that's going on right now, especially with the media and fake news and whatever. And then I plug my standalone product, but, I'm not going to go into that. You can click that if you care. If not, that's fine. What I really think you should do, personally, like I said, is sign up at the top here. Just join my email list because, like I said, you'll just get a lot of emails from me that'll help you out. Just good lessons daily. You can just open up your email when it comes and just read it. And yeah, that'll do it for this article here in this video. I hope you learned something, and hopefully I'll start posting more of these videos. If you like the video, let me know. Just leave a comment or whatever. Let me know you liked the video and you'd want more. It's almost 20 minutes, so it's kind of long. If that's too long, let me know as well. All right, thanks.